I'm actually in a quiet little oasis that's right next to the suburbs of Noranda. It's hard to believe that this bushland is just off the corner of the Reed Highway and Tonkin Highway intersection. And here it is. So welcome to Lightning Swamp. This is a quiet little protected reserve that a lot of people don't even know about. So I'll show you what's here. So this bushland here is actually heritage listed, and it's also a Class A reserve, which means no picking of any plants. There are plenty of wildflowers that can be found in this area. Now I'm actually walking around here at the beginning of winter time, so the wildflowers haven't bloomed yet. I do need to wait for spring. But once the springtime comes again, I'll come back and I'll show you what you can find. Okay, so while it is still winter time, I want to take you around to some of the nice little walk trails that we have here in Lightning Swamp.
I definitely heard something scurrying away. It might have been a quenda, I'm not sure.
You wouldn't think that this quiet little bushland is right next to the highway. So let's take the short little walk while we wait for spring. These flowers always make me laugh because they look like when you've unwrapped a baby and they like whack their little arms up. It's the cutest little thing. It's like a yawn.
There's actually plenty of different pathways that you can take, but I'm going to stick to the one that goes around the perimeter. Just in time for it to start raining again, but it is a sun shower, so it's not too bad. Maybe I should have checked the radar before I left the house. I love how trees are just natural umbrellas. This is the only drama when you wear glasses. I feel like sometimes glasses need little window wipers. So this is where I'm stepping away from the river and then following the pathway around. This section over here can be a little bit noisy because this is Malaga Drive, but it's only for a small bit.
Okay, spring is finally here. Little bobtail just resting right there. Let me show you some of the amazing wildflowers that we can find. How close I am to people's houses right now, and check this out. So we've got this big long stem here that actually has 3 spider orchids growing off of it, which is so cool. When you're walking along and you see areas like this, see how like the ground has been trampled, keep a little bit of an eye in that area, because sometimes it means that photographers have been naughty and gone off the path to have a look at a pretty flower, but it doesn't necessarily always mean so, because there are kangaroos that live in this area. So like I can see an area here where the grass is kind of a little bit being trampled, but then, and over here too, but then if you actually come here, and you can kind of see there is like a little bit of a track, and that's not people walking, that's just kangaroos. But the cool thing is I'm going to walk on this track right now, naughty me, because check out this, itty bitty little babies. I think these ones are the ones we nicknamed eggs and bacon. I can't remember. Hers. So many donkey orchids in this little spot here, but I'm not going to walk in there because I don't want to be trampling anything. I managed to get to these ones nice and close because they're right next to the pathway. How cool is that? Too slow. was a tiger snake.
I'm actually going to be following the trail that is on the other side of the river here and see if I can spot any wildflowers on this side as well. I think it's called a cowslip. And look how close I am. How cool! This part of the trails is actually a little bit closer towards Reed Highway, so it is a little bit louder. I can actually hear what sounds to be like an ambulance at the moment. Let's see what more I can find. These trees are always really cool. They actually look like a palm tree but without the trunk. And I'll see if I can spot it. I might have to hold my camera up. They actually produce massive seed pods. There you go. And then at the end of the season what they do is they drop all their seeds, and their seeds are actually like bright red, and it actually is there to show birds that they are poisonous. I think they're pretty cool. Some of the flowers on camera. Some of these flowers are so tiny, they are smaller than a 5-cent piece. So that one back there is called a sundew, or a drosera something. I'm not actually very good at all the names of all the flowers, especially I tend to know like the English versions, not the scientific versions. That one is pretty cool because the stem of that plant has these little nodules on them, and they have little sticky substances, and it attracts the insects, and then when an insect lands on it, it gets stuck, and then the plant eats it because it's a carnivorous plant. I think it's pretty cool. There's actually a few different types of droseras around, but I feel like that one is probably one of the most unique to me. It's also really cool that walking around here, that all of the wildflowers I'm seeing are just off of the pathway, like these ones right here. These are Fringe Lillies. Don't ask me what their scientific name is, I have no idea. I actually find this one quite fascinating. This one's called Geraldton Wax, and it's because the petals they are soft, but they do actually feel waxy. Like imagine if you kind of scraped off a piece of soap, and you know you get that little piece of soap that gets stuck under your fingernails. That is what the petals feel like on these flowers. It's quite strange, but they're very beautiful. I'd love to actually have one of those plants in my yard, but unfortunately the bushes they grow on are so big. I'll show you. Like, yeah. It's a big tree. There's even a termite mound and a really old telephone pole. Interesting. So that is Lightning Park, a beautiful nature reserve right here in the burbs. I hope you come, hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.